Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your brother in this spiritual struggle coming right back at you to to help you make sense of all these events going around concerning George Floyd's death. Now, this is all, ladies and gentlemen, this was all prophesied. This is prophecy in the making. Not necessarily George Floyd's death. No. Because after all, we all die. We all are born and we all die. Each passing day. Okay? So I'm not talking about specifically, obviously, but concerning prophecy when it comes to George Floyd's death. No, what I'm talking about is the way that we've been, that the black community and the Hispanic community have been abused. In fact, I come from a black man. My father is a black man. So I'm not here to attack my peoples. I'm here to help them make sense of it all, whether they are aware of it. And sadly, most of my brothers and sisters out there are totally blinded by their exploited emotions. Okay? We have been an exploited people on all levels. We've been exploited emotionally and religiously, politically, economically, you name it. So hopefully, by the time that you are done with this video, including the links that I will send to you, then everything will make sense. You will hold no grudge for no human being. You will follow the instruction of the Creator. In fact, Yahushua instructed his people, love thy enemy. Now, I know that can easily get twisted, you know? What he said is, love thy enemy. Forgive them, because vengeance is mine, so says the Lord, the great I am, God Almighty. But our people are not waiting. They don't believe in a God. He has almost come to that term where they cannot wait to take justice into their own hands. And then hence the many businesses that were destroyed all along Lake Street in Minneapolis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you some of the ironies of what is taking place, because what they have in store for us, ladies and gentlemen, it is nothing compared to what is coming, okay? And you, my peoples, you are playing right into their hands. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So what they have in store for us is nothing short of astonishing in terms of suffering of our people. Okay? So here we go. Jeremiah 30th, verse 7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Ladies and gentlemen, what is coming down the pipe for God's people is very, really serious stuff. Okay? I'm going to put out 7 examples just to give you a sense as to who you are dealing with and the forces that are behind all that of what is happening in front of your eyes. Now you may say, well, what does this have to do with that? And what does this have to do with the other things? Well, once you connect the dots, see, once you understand the people that are in charge, that are doing this by design, then you can start being, you will start asking these questions. Because all these questions is just a reflection of your ignorance, okay? And of your blindness. All right? So, check this out. So what I just read to you is that the times of trouble for Jacob's descendants, which are the 12 tribes of, okay? That's why we call the lost, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. We are Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, which are the African Americans, Manasseh, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, which are the Mexicans, Zebulun, Ephraim, Benjamin, which are the Jamaicans. Simeon are the Dominicans. Reuben are the Seminoles Indians, which are in Australia. Levi are the Haitians. Ephraim are the Puerto Ricans. Issachar are the Mexican. Judah, again, are the African Americans. But anyway, let's keep going. So I'm going to read 7 things for you right now. Events and things that were created. All right? And then once you understand as to who are these people, then you can, in fact, we're going to go to the Bible so that I can read to you about them. Remember Rebecca, back on Genesis 25, there were twins in her belly. Jacob and Esau. Okay? We are the Jacob's descendant. The Jacob's descendants. We are the modern descendants of the tribe of Israel. And we have been spread all over this planet. All right, so here we go. The first organization is called Al-Qaeda, which means the base. Created by the United States and Israel back in the 1980s. In fact, its main character was Osama bin Laden, who was accused of bringing down the towers, the Twin Towers, and attacking the Pentagon, okay? And United 92, that was shut down. Ladies and gentlemen, this, what they determined to be a terrorist organization is nothing more than a CIA operation that was being conducted back in the 1980s to fight the Russians' invasion in Afghanistan. Okay? In fact, Osama bin Laden's CIA agent was Tim Osman. That was his name given by the CIA, ladies and gentlemen. Let us keep going. Number 2, ISIS. ISIS. Created by the United States and Israel. And you were being fed that these people were beheading people left and right. And they were exposed. That's why you don't hear so many of them now. Donald Trump claimed that he destroyed them. But the fact of the matter is that's the very nature of these people. They use you, they build you, they use you, and then they destroy you. Okay? That's what they do in Hollywood. You sow your soul to their God, the devil. Then, as they work you, and then they demand blood from your hands, you have to give in. If not, they will destroy you. Number 3, the Federal Reserve Bank was created back in 1913. Not by any government entity. It was created by a group of an association of Satanists, bankers, Rothschild, the Waltons, you have Bank of America people, you have the Rockefeller, you have the Bill Gates. I mean, these people have a stake in the Federal Reserve Bank. Let's keep going. That happened in 1913, right at the eve of another satanic, paganistic day called Christmas. And right around Christmas, when when Congress was in recess, they came in and hijacked, and they rushed this thing through, and they hijacked the United States. And the Federal Reserve became an entity, an independent organization that couldn't be touched, not even by the United States government. Because through them was the dollar going to be print. Number 4, the IRS, created in the same year, in 1913, which, by the way, the Federal Reserve, the IRS is the collection agency for the Federal Reserve, and it was also created back in 1913. You see, there are no coincidence. They were both created almost back to back in this different months, same year. Number 6, 9/11. September 1st, 2001. Remember, I grew up in New York. I was working that day in Midtown Manhattan, and I had to walk from there, from there to my home in Brooklyn. 9/11 was not created, was not brought about by no Osama bin Laden, or should I say Tim Osman. Ladies and gentlemen, let us wake up and smell the coffee. 7. Invasion of Iraq, which killed 1.2 million people. They were murdered. Number 7. Now you may say, well, Ruben, I thought you were here to talk about George. Exactly. But I'm talking about, first, before we talk about George, we got to talk about the people that control this whole system that brought about the George situation. And not only that, but also brought about the Michael Brown situation, the Eric Gardner situation. In fact, just look at the different agenda that they have brought about by design, from even back from the civil rights movement in the 60s. Okay. Now you may say, well, Ruben, what is your point? My point is to understand that all these big players that I just exposed to you, right? In these 7 things, all right? Those are the people that have brought you this pandemic that have been going around. They are the same players. By the way, did you also know, and that's going to be on the link, did you also know that George Floyd's father was a Freemason? I'm going to show you the evidence. But yet these people, our black community and our Hispanic community are blind. They're crying over a man that was, yes, unjustly killed. In fact, I used to take the bus route to go to my job. I used to go into that corner store that now is a place of memorial for him. And now they're talking about, say his name. George Floyd, are you kidding me? Like he's some kind of a god? No. Why don't we say our Savior's name, Yahushua? See how they play us? Worship man, never mind God, right? And destroy businesses. I admire the peaceful protesters out there. In fact, I was on the first protest that was there. I was one of the first people to walk along with them. Of course, I didn't make it all the way to the 3rd precinct, but I was there. And I understand the frustration and everything, but please, ladies and gentlemen, let's not go overboard here. Let's understand the purpose as to how we have been purposely worked by design throughout the generations. They don't want us to rise up. In fact, the reason Mr. Dr. Minister Martin Luther King was brought up to the scene, it was to calm the masses, because there was about to be a civil war in the United States. So it was not in the best interest to do that. So they brought up this man, and he did his job. Remember, he came out of a religion, out of a religious organization, and all religious organizations are controlled by Masons. Okay? Please, by Freemasonry. In fact, as I have explained to you before, many of the presidents, almost all of them, most of the presidents in the United States are Masons, which is a satanic organization. Do your research. So here are the facts when it comes to George Floyd, ladies and gentlemen. During a robbery, George Floyd physically assaulted a pregnant woman, pointing a gun onto her belly. You imagine, I could just imagine how terrified this black, by the way, black young lady was. Again, and he was a rap singer. He was part of a pornography underground thing that was going on called the Habibi Show. And again, his father was a Masonic, was a Mason. The protesters go around with a mask saying the words, "I can't breathe." That's one of the ironies, because people wearing masks due to a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it is. Now, this was a stage event. This was a planned event. Now, which happened during this pandemic. Coincidence? No, they are not coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, in this life. Okay? Now, if you were to ask me, Ruben, do you believe that Mr. Floyd is dead? Yes. I think he was dead. I believe he was a sacrifice. Remember, the devil always demands blood. Remember, this man had a tattoo in his chest, a Freemasonry tattoo with a number 33 right here. This man was on his way of being a full-blown Freemasonry. But he became a troublemaker, so they got rid of him. But the way they decided to get rid of him, just look how ridiculous it is. Because the devil is a ridiculous thing. It is a coward. I mean, this police officer didn't want to take his knee off this man's neck even after the paramedic came over. He didn't stand up. It was planned to get our people's blood boiling. And you know how that goes. We destroy each other. And we destroy our people's, our community. We destroy our own community, just like it happened. See, they know us. Remember the LA riots back in the 1992? The Watch riots? So they know us. They've been watching us for years. But before they kill us all off, they want to give tests here and there. Eric Garner, now George Floyd. Ladies and gentlemen, please wake the hell up. We gotta establish a relationship with our Creator. We have forgotten our Creator. That's why the devil feels the power to do whatever he wants to us. And that's why he has given us all these different religious leaders. What has religious done for our people? for black people in general, for humanity in general. Nothing. He has created, because religion was a concept created by the demons, by the fallen angels, and now it's being controlled by the Masons worldwide. In the Roman Catholic Church, the Jesuits control that, which are Masons anyway. Let us go to Psalm 83, just in case you don't believe me how evil these people are, okay? And let us go to Psalm 83. Psalm 83. Look at this, okay? Hear me out. On the first verse, it said, "Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God." 2. "For Lord, thine enemies make a tumult, and they have hate thee. They that hate thee have lifted up the head." Verse 3. "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy children, against thy hidden ones." 4. "They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, so that the name of Israel may no longer be, may be no more in remembrance." Number 5, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." 6, "The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes." Ladies and gentlemen, you understand? Many different systems, many different religious organizations and religious leaders, and have taken advantage of our people. Now, here's what I want you to do. You peacefully, yes, go out there and protest peacefully. Show them your very character. You're not about violence, and they will shake in their boots. But you know what? When we go out there and we riot, and we start taking things, breaking God's commandments, we're not only gonna have their protection, but God is not going to protect it, because we are violating God's commandment. No, let them have. Don't steal. I know you probably feel that, hey, it belongs to me. I used to think like that, I know. Let it be. Because these people have it coming, and they know it. But they want to take you down with them, as the very evil nature of their God. And they want to make you suffer. In fact, go look your research on abortion. What was the reason why abortion first came on the scene? To destroy black people and Hispanic. And yet, black people and the Hispanic people, we are the ones that really are the top on the abortion, that go out there for abortions. Giving our kids up to their gods, to Satan. So, in resuming this, I just say, God bless you, be awakened, have a relationship with your Creator, follow these 10 commandments to the letter, and you shall have no problem. Do the opposite, and not only will you suffer at the hands of God, but also at the hands of these men that have always been abusing our people, which are the descendants of Esau, which is Jacob's brother. Go read it. Genesis chapter 25. Read the whole story, from 25 to 32. May God bless you. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you put an end to this madness and understand as to why this been happening to our people.